The Lights by Carrie Pack. Read by the author. Chapter 1. Before the horror that was my darkest Christmas, the lights were a welcome sight. In fact, in our town of New Brighton, the holidays did not officially begin until the Festival of Lights, when the lights would be strung around town, in homes, and on trees. The twinkling lights that danced along gutters and dotted shrubbery in sparkles of red, green, yellow, white, and blue painted a joyful portrait of the season. When I was a little girl, Dad used to carry me on his shoulders so I could see the tree in the center of town. It seemed like the biggest tree I'd ever seen, and the most magical, too. Looking back, I wonder if the lights brought us too much joy. Perhaps this was the world's way of righting itself. I wonder if we worshipped them just a little too much, relied too heavily on their glow to put us in the holiday spirit, and so the lights fought back. I remember when I first saw the difference, it was the blue lights. The previous year's pale turquoise orbs had been replaced by piercing points of cobalt. It was a chilly November night just after Thanksgiving, and the streets were already hazy with twilight. Chelsea and I were walking home from lacrosse practice, and my legs were achingly tired from the preseason drills and weightlifting Coach had us doing. I gazed up at the new decorations being strung over Main Street. It was a new design this year, an archway of blue and white lights centered over the south end of the square that spelled out Happy Holidays in a cheerful script. Once lit, it would greet visitors to New Brighton's Festival of Lights and frame the giant tree next to the gazebo at the center of the square. But first, there would be New Brighton's annual candlelight processional. Nearly everyone in town would gather and light a single taper with a paper holder and walk from Jefferson Avenue to the town square, singing carols as the candles lit our way. Then the mayor would flip the switch, and the town would be aglow with the splendor of the season. Mom looked forward to it every year. She said the holidays didn't start officially until the candlelight processional. In fact, she wouldn't let Dad put up a single light or sing a single carol until that night. My little brother Roger was mostly excited for the presents, but I think he liked the lights too. It was just that age. Toys were more exciting than twinkle lights. This year, I had plans to celebrate the start of the festival with my girlfriend Chelsea. Mom and Dad had agreed that she could meet us at the processional, and we could go out after. I glanced over at her, picturing us holding hands as we strolled through the multicolored wonderland of the square, our cheeks and lips pink from the cold, Chelsea's deep brown curls brushing the edge of the pale pink cashmere scarf I'd bought her for Christmas. As we passed under the arch, I waved to Jerry Adler. He'd put up the lights every year for as long as I could remember. "New lights this year, Jerry?" I called out in a white puff. "Yup," he said. "Mayor's trying to be more eco-friendly. She switched us over to them fancy LED lights." "Cool," I said, even though I wasn't a fan. Mom had bought some LED icicle lights last year, and they were so bright they kept me awake at night until the timer kicked off around midnight. This year she promised to pull out the old lights. "Okay, Ben, try it now," Jerry shouted. The strands of lights burst to life, and I noticed giant white snowflakes framed the edge of the arch. That was a new addition this year, too, but it was the blue lights that gave me pause. I squinted as I looked up, unable to focus on any of the individual bulbs. Something about the way they glowed seemed to burn at my eyes and force me to look away after only a few seconds. But then the lights switched off as easily as they had gone on. The spell was broken, and Jerry descended the ladder, ready to move to another part of the street. "I have to get home," Chelsea said. "Mom wants me to distract Chloe while she wraps her Christmas presents." "See you tomorrow," I said, and kissed her on the cheek. She smiled at me and then bounded off toward Market Street and her house. She moved like a dancer, with thick, muscled legs and graceful steps. I still couldn't believe she was mine. A grin split my cheeks, taut and chapped from the cold. Down the street, Jerry pulled out long strands of red and green lights that would be strung between trees and twisted around light poles. I wondered if all the lights would be the piercing LED strands, but unlit they looked exactly the same as last year's lights, especially with Jerry deftly threading the lights through the branches of one of the maple trees that lined Main Street. It was obvious he'd perfected his method over the years, and I knew from experience that when he was done, the lights would cover the trees all over the square. I could
Sample complete. Ready to continue?